When it comes to home decor, one particular style is having a major moment. Scandinavian design is bigger than ever, known for its simple beauty, clean lines, flawless craftsmanship, and understated elegance. Designers are embracing this trend in a big way, including design consultant Amy Demik, and she's here today to show us how to incorporate Scandinavian style into our own homes. Amy, before we dive deep into this, how would you describe the look overall? What words would you use?
I think as an umbrella, Scandinavian design is clean, it's light, it's sometimes airy, it's uncomplicated, a little bit utilitarian, but it can be warm.
And I love that because we're seeing so much white, and this idea of clean is huge right now. I love it. I think everyone's kind of jumping on board. In fact, we're painting our kitchen, and my husband said, not everything in our house can be white.
Right.
I'm arguing with it, but I agree. What you've brought here today is different, and it has some substance to it. So you've broken it up into 3 trending styles. Take us through the first one.
Okay, so again, Scandinavian design as an umbrella. There are 3 kind of sub-styles that we can talk about today. The first is Scandinavian Antiques. And we actually don't have any in studio with us because they're valuable. The first is Mara clocks. And Scandinavian Antiques, even if you don't have a whole house that you want to have like full of antiques, a Mara clock is an incredible investment that you can make. They are early 18th century pieces. You can find reproductions that are made currently, and they have that antique feel. Usually they're a painted wood, so it's kind of fun. I know some people that have even tried to DIY a Mara clock, but the actual antiques value, they start at about $5,000 and up, so they're definitely an investment piece to have an authentic antique in your home.
They are lovely, and they kind of do exactly what you said. They're a little understated, but very pretty, and kind of add this punch as we're seeing in the pictures.
Right.
And the next thing you talk about is Gustavian Antiques. Tell me about those.
So, and it's kind of like tomato, tomato. I pronounce it Gustavian. It's after...
You're probably right. Let's just go with that, Gustavian.
King Gustav. Just like there's a Victorian era, there's a Gustavian era named after King Gustav of Sweden. And it's 18th century antiques. As your viewers are seeing the photos, you might recognize that current stores like Restoration Hardware, One Kings Lane, I mean, this is kind of the backbone of a lot of current styles right now going on. And it's whitewashed wood, pickled wood, everything is in neutrals, but in upholstered pieces, texture is a huge comfort factor. And they're keeping everything kind of neutral and low-key and natural looking, even though it's a little bit more elegant. Gustavian details are kind of have a neoclassical reference in their legs and their carving and the styles, but they're presented in a more natural way.
They're very beautiful, like you said. They have some of those fine details, but have kind of a rawness, a natural look to them. That's quite unique, and neat that we can find reproductions today. Yeah. Then what's the next Scandinavian design you wanted to
So then, and a few years ago, it really came on big through like in a global design sense, but Scandinavian Farmhouse. It's taking all of those elements that we just talked about as far as Gustavian time period and antiques, and those light colors and natural ways that they implement them, but it's bringing it into a farmhouse kind of setting. It's keeping lines clean, lighting utilitarian. We're not talking about any fussy curtains or window treatments. Everything's light, airy, bright. Some people think that it's a little sparse, but it's actually about creating a no fuss, but comfortable atmosphere in your home.
And is that what you would call the display here? I mean, what elements of this would you say are farmhouse? Has this kind of got that feel to it?
This is like a morph of this, and then the following modern Scandinavian that we're going to touch on, but to bring in natural elements is huge throughout all of Scandinavian design. So some people feel like Scandinavian is a little too stark for them, but now the trend is to bring in more natural elements. We're bringing in different wood tones, plants, and also glass and things that reflect light. All of these things are are just a way to warm up like the harsh kind of sometimes super clean lines of Scandinavian design. And so we're bringing in texture and nature and kind of bringing life to the space. And lighting is a huge component too, to keep your natural light as maximized as possible. So not a lot of window treatments. And then also when we're...
So no window treatments at all? Like we're not putting blinds up?
I would say if you do blinds, to keep them natural, like wooden elements.
Okay.
Exactly. Or even linens. Like so I would possibly do like a soft linen Roman blind where you can still have light filtering through, but you notice the texture of the linen. Very soft, and I think the big term for this would be to address it in a natural way.
Okay, and what about the modern Scandinavian?
Yeah.
Is that different? Is that?
It's like another evolution, a little bit more. That's huge right now. Some people think modern Scandinavia is either IKEA or it's this super slick Copenhagen apartment where everything is gray and black and white and it's not really approachable. But the modern Scandinavian that's coming on strong right now is kind of a low-key modern. And it's bringing modern elements like this gorgeous chair, but doing it in approachable wool. And then adding all of these kind of more fun and relaxed throws and pillows, and even in carpet, we're seeing area rugs that are like, they look like they're something that grandma made, but they work incredibly well because they're actually streamlined and tie in together with all of the clean cabinetry and utilitarian feel of modern.
And it does soften it up. Any final takeaways that we can use from Scandinavian style?
I think even if you don't have a Scandinavian home, or even if that's not your main style point, there are different things that you can do to kind of bring that feel into your space. And the whole point of all of Scandinavian design is to keep things fresh and light and uncluttered in order to create a sense of peace in your house. And I think that following some of these little tips could help you do that. So.
Excellent.